Some people love it, some people hate it. And today we're going to be checking out Tot Hill Farm and whether I think it's worth adding to your itinerary if you're checking out Tobacco Road or Pinehurst, or if you're local, whether or not this course is worth checking out. Let's start with the first positive is you pull in and this place is a vibe. It's really got a farm feel to it. The clubhouse itself looks like a barn. It's got a really cool place to hang out. Right before the first tee, you're going to see a John Deere tractor that I think looks really cool. And as you're finishing up the round, it brings it home as well with a little barn in the back of the 18th green. So all in all, they really accomplished the vibe feel here. And this brings us to our second positive, and that has that unique Mike Strantz approach to it. Right on the first tee, you notice there's a severe elevation change, and this is happening pretty much at every hole, where you really have to dial in your distances, think about your approach, because the ball, although it might say it's a 360-yard par 4, you might be able to get there in one because of the severe elevation change. Not only that, but a lot of the greens on your approach shots is surrounded by hills that might either, if you hit the hill, go towards the green or away from the green. There were several approach shots I had, specifically on the first hole, where I thought I hit it far too much to the right and didn't know there was a hill there, hit it, kicked left, and was within 7 or 8 feet of the pin for a birdie opportunity. But that's part of the fun of it. You know, obviously it's challenging at times not being able to see exactly where the ball goes when you hit it, but it did lead to some excitement multiple times where I thought I hit pretty poor shots and the ball was like within 7 to 10 feet of the pin. But what is uniqueness without beauty? And that brings us to positive point number 2, is that there's just some unbelievable views and beautiful holes at this course. And for me, the true beauty started hole number 1, but when I got to hole number 3 with this massive boulder, and when you get over the boulder, just this beautiful downhill par 3, it really took my breath away, and it didn't stop there. There was just so many holes where it really made you think of the beauty this course has, and it just continues. I mean, even on this hole 3 here, this downhill par 3, I think it said it played about 155, although it was about 175. And you know, I'm just taking my time swinging my shot because I just want to keep looking at the beauty of this hole. And this continues for a majority, I'd say virtually every single hole. You know, this next one is a downhill par 5, and you hit a good drive, you get a chance to get there in 2. And then even when you get to that green, it is a beautiful green because right behind it is another par 3. A lot of these holes are pretty close together, and you get really beautiful views of multiple holes depending on where you're at, what tee box you're at. And it's a course that you want to take your time on and just soak in the views of all the different holes, greens, elevation changes. There's just so much natural beauty on this course, which is, you know, a big reason why I love golf so much, is just being out in nature and the views. Another positive for me was pace of play. They do a really good job with the pace of play here, and I don't know if that's due to different factors. One of them, which could be a negative, which we'll get into at the end. But I was able to finish my round relatively fast. I also brought the drone out with me, as you can see, and got all this drone footage. And this is important for me because as we got to hole 10, 11, and 12, that to me was easily the best part of the course. Hole 10 is a downhill par 4, plays about 360, 370, but due to the elevation changes, if you hit it good, you can get on the green or reg. And then to me, just the beauty of these 3 holes is unmatched. You go into this beautiful cave to get to hole 11, and then hole 12 is a severe dogleg left with a beautiful island green where you really want to hit the front of that green and have it roll out. But this is an area where if you have the time, you can just stop and look around and absorb the true beauty of this hole. So there's a lot of positives, but with that being said, of course, there's going to be some negatives as well. And the first negative is going to be price. This is not a budget course. This is not a cheap course to play. But if you're in the area playing Tobacco Road and Pinehurst perhaps, this is actually going to be the cheapest option of the 3. But around here goes for about $175 a round, and that can vary as well. Let's get into negative number 2, which is going to be location. So if you're in the area playing Tobacco Road or Pinehurst already, this is going to be the furthest from both locations. The distance from Tobacco Road to Pinehurst is closer, but you're looking at about 50 minutes, 45 minutes to 50 minutes to get to either Tobacco Road or Pinehurst from here. So if you're doing this for a golf weekend or a golf trip, you are going to have to go a little bit out of your way, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that far. But just something to take into consideration is it's going to be probably your furthest drive for an experience type course if you're going there on a golf trip. So what's my verdict? Do I think the juice is worth the squeeze with this course? My personal opinion is I absolutely think so. Whether you're a local who lives in the area or you're here on a golf trip, I think that it's a unique experience that you're not going to get too many other places besides perhaps Tobacco Road because it's the same designer. But if you're a local, you're not going to see this type of playing experience in many of the local courses. And if you're here on a golf trip, you might as well add it to your itinerary. I put it as one of the better courses in that area, and it's not too far of a drive. Would love to hear your thoughts if you've played it before or thinking about playing it, and appreciate any support. Any like, share, or subscribe definitely helps us be able to do this and provide course reviews of different budget courses and experience courses in the Carolina area. Appreciate it. Have a good one.